is about 9 p.m. Central Daylight Savings Time. Oh, soon it'll be fall. And so here we are tonight, Friday night. I'm going to read people for a little over an hour. And for those of you who are new, just make sure that you get in the chat room and you just say, hey, I'm here, I'm new. We'll get started. So I'm Dr. Rebecca Foster. I am a clairvoyant medium. I've been doing this for 33 years. And we're just going to have some fun tonight. All right. I just want everyone to make sure you tell me that if there are any issues with the video, any issues with streaming. I've pretty much just had it with technology. Pretty much just like done with laptop computers. I need to create a whole studio instead of dealing with, I don't know, I don't think there's a computer out there that can handle it. I don't know. Okay. So let me take a peek at who all is here. All right. We've got Lala. Hello, everybody. So if you guys notice that Lalanya and Kim Borders are both here, and they both have little wrenches next to their name. And so if you guys have questions and I don't get to you this evening and you are trying to reach out to me, then make sure that you also know that you can get a hold of Lalanya and Kim, and they will answer any questions that you might have as well. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so is the volume really low for you guys? That must mean the volume is low. I've got a message. Hold on. It's somebody special. I'm going to see if they'll come to the gallery with us here. We'll see. We'll see if he joins us. Okay. So let me see what the volume issue is here. And then we'll get started. There's always an issue, guys. It's never just not an issue. There's always an issue. All right, so everything is connected properly. It says it's all connected properly. So we'll try this. You guys let me know if this sounds better. Okay. Does that sound better for you guys? Why is it so bad tonight? That sounds better. Okay, so I'm not sure, you guys. I'm gonna have to find another streaming system because at home my streaming system is beautiful. On the computer, everything is up to snuff. It's timed properly. Everything is awesome. But when it translates over to YouTube, there is a major issue. And so somebody is obviously trying to tell me what the problem is. It sounds good. Now leave it. Okay, perfect. Okay. Yeah, and so I'm not sure what the issue is with, it says low video output, and that you guys, exactly, I don't know what the problem is. I have No idea what YouTube's issue is. Maybe that's part of the problem. We'll go to a green screen. It's really slow. I don't know what the problem is. I really couldn't tell you. I've got good bit rate. I've got everything is great. It's just, yeah. So anybody who knows anyone in technology who knows a really great computer for doing all of this stuff, you let me know. Okay. Is this better with a black screen? Well, you know what? You guys can hear me. And I have no idea what the problem is. There's always an issue, but today's a new moon. God forbid I forget that it's a new moon. Make sure that a new moon, everybody is supposed to write a letter, you know, like, well, they're not supposed to, but you can. And so you write a letter and you put everything down on the letter that you're thankful for and you're grateful for, and then you put it out to God and you send it out to him. Yeah, this looks like crap on my end. See, on YouTube it looks really bad, but on my streaming system it looks great. Very upsetting. Not sure what the heck YouTube has going on. I may have to find a whole other venue to do this stuff on for you guys, because it's really bad. Yeah. All right. Okay. So back to my thing. You write a letter and you write it to God and you write what you're thankful for. You write what you feel in your heart that you need. You write down just whatever your heart desires, really, whatever you feel you're supposed to write, and then you send it, you take it outside and you burn it and you send it up to him, and it's like a ritual of letting go of everything and being thankful and showing gratitude. And I can tell you that some major miracles have happened in my lifetime from doing this small bit of communion. And excuse me, um I can't forget when I'm done with you guys to go outside and write my letter of gratitude. All right. So, yeah, there was definitely somebody that was just messaging me that it would be awesome if he would join us. And I don't want to disclose who it is because I don't want to let that cat out of the bag, but if he decides to join us, he's welcome to. And if he does, then I'll point him out. But I'm going to pull people out of the chat room. He's searching for it. Okay, so Rebecca Foster, PhD, and live stream. You've got mail. That would be really fun if he joins, because then I'll be able to tell you guys who he is and you guys will all be like, "Oh my God, no way!" All right. Let's get the party started now, shall we? Okay. So again, for those of you who I've never read before, please write in there new, and I have my phone here, so if I don't see it in the chat room, then who's Alexis? I don't even know why that name came out of my mouth. Then Lalanya and Kim will message me and let me know that you have you're joining the room and you're new and I've not read you yet. All right. So I'm just going to pull names out and then I'm going to give you guys information. It comes through symbolically. So I'm going to do my best to decide, to decipher what it is that you are supposed to be getting. Again, let me know if there are any issues with the feed, the vocal, anything like that. Again, I will be made aware of that. So Heather M. So I'm not sure if I've ever read for you before, but Heather, the one thing that I pick up that I feel around you, that I'm smelling around you, is like after a rain, everything smells wet. You can smell the dirt, and you can smell the mud, you can smell, everything smells different than if it's a hot day. And I feel as I'm kind of, every time I do this, I'm walking around a person's energy, or I'm walking behind them, I'm walking in front of them. And as I'm walking behind you, you appear to be kind of wiping your hair out of your face. You are dripping a little bit, you're a little wet. And you you seem to be coming out of a storm. And so water of any kind represents problems and issues, but it can also represent opportunities that a person receives. And so coming out of a storm, I can smell the mud, I can feel the heaviness of the terrain beneath your feet. And so it almost feels as if it's trying to reground you. And what you want to take with this time right now is the idea that you're coming out of a storm, you're coming out of where you may have just felt really clouded or foggy in thought. You will start to receive clarity, and you're going to start to receive the messages and information. And you probably already were receiving them, but you weren't hearing them because there's a lot of things that kick in. Oh my gosh, it just got hot. When I'm reading people, I just get warm. So, there's a lot of clarity that's going to come to you, and you also are being regrounded. So your feet are kind of being sucked into the ground. And normally this would not be a good thing, but the feeling I get from it is like a heavy blanket or a warm hug. So just know that clarity will be coming to you. If it hasn't been already, it'll start to make sense to you and you'll get your confirmations. All right, let's see. All right. So yeah, when you get in here, just let me know that you're here. Yes, LS, kind of like a rainbow after the storm, but it's actually not even a rainbow, Heather. It's still dark. It's still like the clouds are above you. So it's you reckoning and realizing that you can find happiness regardless if there's a rainbow or not. It's you just realizing, I know who I am, I know what I'm supposed to do, kind of a thing. All right. So it's been 3 years. Okay, so Martina, you're looking for somebody who has committed murder, I assume. And okay. Martina, first off, the first thing that I get from this whole situation is this was almost like a time where something occurred haphazardly, as if it was a mistake, as if it was an error or an accident. And this person still appears, because when I'm feeling this, I'm feeling a little anxious and I'm feeling like I kind of want to throw up a little bit. And it makes me feel as if someone who either is friends with the family or friends or knowledgeable within the family has knowledge of this or something to do with it. And because it was an accident, because it was something that shouldn't have happened, it just, it feels almost like it was a stupid mistake or error. And that's why it's not actually been solved yet. I don't know why. Every time I go to tell you more, I feel like I'm hitting a wall or I'm feeling like I'm going to be sick. And so upon looking at this, it almost like I'm supposed to tell you, just stop worrying, stop looking for this, stop trying to answer it, because this individual is not upset with it. There's no, whoever has knowledge of this screwed up somehow. And although they may have had a part in a person's death, the individual who's passed is not harboring ill will. And even as I'm saying that, I'm being like hit in the throat. I'm being like somebody wants me to stop talking. I'm like being chopped in the throat. So that'll be something I could address with you further privately. So then, because that will definitely go on, and it would take up a lot of time. Hello, Brianna Borders. How are you, darling? All right. So D Stewart, Donna Stewart. I told you to let. Okay, so Donna, let's see. It's so funny how I read for people, and I always ask them, "Have I ever read for you before?" Because I don't keep people. Um, I don't keep people on my calendar. It says like 6 o'clock reading. So I never know if I've read for someone, and it keeps it clean that way. I try to do my best to make sure that everything is kept clean. Hold on, let me tell him something. I don't want to tell him. He doesn't need to know. He doesn't need to know that I'm pretty sure he's got fans here, but we won't tell him that because I don't want him to feel like he's okay. Let's see here. Let's move up. Thank you everybody for joining me tonight. Okay, so Bruce Shoop. I hate mispronouncing people's names. I'm so sorry. Is it Shoop or Shoopy? I'm Shup even. I'm so sorry. The English language is super fun. I like that. Buffalo, Missouri. All right, Bruce, let's take a peek for you. So, when I read for people, especially in this kind of a situation, it's very quick and it is what you need to know rather than what you may want to know. So what I do is I essentially just pick everybody's energy up and then I drop you. And normally like my eyes would normally be looking into the camera when I'm doing this because I'm making eye contact with you, but when I'm reading people, I have to shut everything off and use that third eye. So I'm genuinely like picking people up and dropping them. So Bruce, when I drop you down, the first thing that happens is you're actually caught by another guy and he's like, "Don't worry, I've got you, brother." And there's this camaraderie feeling that I get from this individual, as if you have something to let go of where you're retaining and hanging on to guilt as far as moving through something. It's almost like a person who has been in a significant tragic situation, maybe in the service or in law enforcement or something where an accident or something where someone died and you survived. It feels like it's somebody is making me feel that it's okay for you to be okay, and it's okay for you to be happy, and they want me to convey that message. Like that's how I feel, as if there's a feeling of guilt, like I could have done something or I should have done something, and I'm supposed to tell you that it's okay to be happy and it's okay to do these things in your life and to survive and to thrive. So I'm supposed to tell you that. And then I'm supposed to tell you that it's okay to move forward. Like I'm supposed to tell you that it's okay to move forward. I know and he's pulling on my energy because my eyes just all of a sudden kind of went wacko on me. And when I'm pulled through dimensions, my eyes, I don't know why. It's only been in the last year or so. My eyes all of a sudden they get very tired. So I know it's like a sign of their ability to connect. Um, Interesting, Bruce. So interesting. So you're a Gulf War veteran, so you know what it's like to see people around you leave this world in a horrific way and to get home and wonder why would I be here still? And you know, it's I'm not a veteran, and I have not been in the military. I have not been in a situation, anything like that. But I know what it's like to work away for a weekend and then have to come home and go, okay, fall back into line as far as being a mom and scheduling. And because when I'm off working, I'm working. I'm doing whatever I have to do there, and I'm meeting people, and there's dinners, and there's, it's all dealing with people, and I'm not on a family schedule. But when I get home, all of a sudden I have to assimilate again, and I can't imagine what that's like for people in the military who are gone, who experience all of this, and then they come home and now they all of a sudden have to fall back into line. And what you're being told is that it's okay to do that, and that it's okay that you're being caught, that you aren't literally going to fall. You're okay, and to let go of what you're holding on to. And that makes sense. Um that makes sense that you're in the service. Okay. Um these Donna, I said your name and I didn't read you. That happens every now and then. I get sidetracked and I just kind of follow the energy wherever it goes. I apologize. So Donna, so the first thing, Donna, that I'm supposed to talk to you about, this feels almost like autoimmune, or it feels as if my whole body is kind of reacting to like poison ivy, or it's reacting to something that I've come into contact with. So what your guides are wanting me to acknowledge for you is that maybe something you're putting on your skin or in your hair, your makeup, something that you're eating over time. If you have had any strange uh, fatigues or any reactions that have been chronic, that just haven't been pleasant, it may be because your body is having this slightly like allergic or intolerant reaction to whatever it is that you're doing. And so upon looking at this, it may then backfire into an autoimmune. um, so what I would suggest to you, at least, and I've done this before, so I know what they're asking you to do, but taking like 2 to 3 weeks and removing like a lot of the skincare products, removing a lot of the hair care, going to something that's a little more natural, as far as using coconut oil instead of a bunch of manufactured lotions, using natural soap made by someone on the corner instead, well, maybe not on the corner, but you know what I'm saying. Going to a store and getting like a natural bar of soap without all the chemicals in it, getting natural like Burt's Bees or some company that does everything naturally, nothing in it, no chemicals that you can't read, and go natural for a little while, using, just natural products, deodorant, toothpaste, those things that come in contact with all your mucous membranes, especially, um, and just see if there's any kind of change in your energy levels, and if it has any effect in any kind of inflammatory responses that you might be having. And so this is important for you to know, Donna, and hopefully it makes some sense to you. Now, there was somebody here that said they had someone with them. Oh, and Annabelle, it's your birthday today. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Woo, woo. It's your birthday. Annabelle's birthday is today. Okay. Oh, and for everybody on here who doesn't know it, speaking of Annabelle, my second book came out. It's called God, Please Tie My Shoes. It was #1 on Amazon for like, it just fell off the #1 since the beginning of August. Oh my gosh, it's like a month is #1 in Amazon. So get on and get the book. You can get it in the ebook, you can get it in the paperback. And I priced them as low as I could so that everybody has the ability to get the book. It's not about making money, it's about getting the book out there for people to read, just so that those who really may need to hear those things and read those things will get that book. So share it and let everybody know. It's called God Please Tie My Shoes. It's on Amazon. Annabelle is actually in the book too. That's why it made me think about it. So, and it's her birthday. Yes, you know what? Every day I'd get on and I would check to see where it was in the numbers, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this is not me. I did not put this book at number 1. It is not me. This is, this is totally God doing the thing." And so, I'm extremely excited about it. Yeah. Um Leslie Cummings, congratulations. You're now a mom of 2. Congratulations. So knowing about your health. So Leslie, the only thing that I really pick up at all is I will say that after you become a mom, if this is not like an adoption, well, anytime you have children around you, you can go completely crazy, but as long as this is something that I'm feeling that it was through a natural pregnancy, it feels it almost feels as if it's just natural happenings of adjustment, physical adjustment, and I don't see anything that is out of the ordinary, put it that way. I do see at some point that you would have been dealing with, or maybe still be dealing with, higher blood pressure. And so that would be the only thing I would monitor. I don't think it's going to require medication, but it's funny, but I would watch salt intake and make sure you're drinking enough water and going to the bathroom enough to make sure that you're flushing out all of the sodium and that you're not retaining water, because retaining water will also increase your blood pressure. So you want to make sure that you but congratulations. All right. Was oh my goodness. Tara O'Keefe, my mom and my sisters watch you and follow you. We're missing somebody who was sign or message. Tara, let me see. Tara O'Keefe. I'm just gonna, I know this is so weird because it's so cliche, but I've actually never seen it like this. But I swear this butterfly comes up and it's small. And as I'm trying to focus, it kind of gets right up here and like lands right on my face. Twink. So it's really big. And butterflies are cliche. I know. However, they use them. They just use them. And I just want to listen a minute and see what this butterfly is saying. Something about being able to use the butterfly's legs. The butterfly can use their legs again. So somebody is trying to convey a message through a butterfly that they're free, that they can move, that they're free, that their legs work again. I don't know who this is, but somebody's like making me so nauseous. I want to focus on that butterfly though, because I'm listening to the butterfly, but somebody in this room has something going on. Um, Butterfly is there though. Just the one I will mess because I'm seeing something, but I'm also being pulled elsewhere. So I want to finish this up with the butterfly. Keeps pointing down a hill to a ravine with a small creek. And so we're pretty high up, you and this myself and this butterfly. And so looking down, the fact that it's pointing down to this waterway, this means that there will come a point for you where you're going to have to go from comfort to discomfort. And since the butterfly is the one that is saying this individual who has passed is saying there are not going to be any easy decisions here. That those here still have to move from a comfort level to a discomfort level, and that may mean that you have to sell a property or that you have to give up some things, but as I'm telling you that, I'm looking for more from this butterfly and it kind of flies away, like not worried about whatever I'm talking about. So difficult decisions are only earthly, and it's us humans, we are the ones who put all of these things We label them as important, and they're really, in the whole scheme of things, they're really not. And so you're not supposed to worry about these things. Um, let's go up here really quick. Hello, Vin Vin. How are you, darling? All right. Okay. Alexis, hello, darling. I wonder. All right. So I'm just pulling through. I'm kind of scrolling through and I'm just looking at the names to find who is jumping out at me. And I'm trying to figure out who I was picking up on that. I'm looking to see if there's the name here and see if there is anybody by a name that I was seeing. I don't even remember what the message was. What the heck was that? Okay, I'm just gonna let it happen. Hold on. Casey! Hey, girl. Oh, Casey, I'm just gonna tell you, as soon as I said your name, I feel like all I want to do is get like the biggest bowl of snacks and like just sit on a couch and marathon it. And we just sit there and like eat chocolate and popcorn and whatever else is good. And then we won't even talk. We'll just sit there next to each other and just like feed our faces. Like that's really what you need to do. I just it and it feels it's almost as if it's when I'm walking next to you, I feel like it's like in the dream state when you're trying to run and you're trying to run and you're not going anywhere and your feet are moving and you're struggling to move forward and you feel pulled back. That's what it feels like. It feels like all I want to do is just sit down and I don't want to move and I don't want to move my feet and I want to vegetate. And so one of the messages in here for you is the fact that it really might be time for you to just look around at what you've got going on and deal with those things and don't pursue anything right now. Let those things that are new come to you. Don't pursue things right now because you're it's like your spirit knows that you're supposed to do this or that or and but you're not privy to it. You're like, I know, I can feel it. I can feel that vibration like I'm supposed to be doing something. I just don't know what it is. And so we kind of I call it brake torquing where one foot on the brake, one foot on the gas and we're not going anywhere, but we're all like this pent up energy. So I feel like I just want to sit with you and do nothing but eat and watch a really great show and make fun of people, like on TV and just like what they're wearing. I don't know. It's fine. Well, that's what we would do. But that's it's I want to distract you from trying to pursue right now. So the main message is just don't do anything. Enjoy what you've got right now in front of you. Yeah, enjoy what you've got in front of you right now. It's like some things will be fleeting and you'll look around and go, where did this go? How did this, how am I not doing this anymore? So enjoy what you've got right now. It's important. And don't search for new things. Don't search. Unless you're going to end up in like a show or something that I'm going to be at, which would be great. I'll be in Indiana in not this weekend, but next, the Horror Hound. So if anybody's in Indianapolis, Horror Hound weekend is coming the 6th to the 8th. I'm going to be there with Fact or Fiction. It's like one of the largest um, events you can go to meet celebrities, and one of them. I'm so excited. I'm going to be there. Yep. It's going to be fun. So, okay, I'm like just planting a couple of those things out there. So let's see. All right. Teresa Scoggins, what I'm supposed to tell you is stay on your beach. So, for people who don't know, the beach is a place of grounding, it's a place of safety and security. So, Teresa, you are walking and you're almost like bent on getting in the water. But I am feeling like, no, I got to pull you back. Your guides want me to pull you back. So stay on your beach, stay secure. And the water represents, it can represent, if you're in the water, it can represent problems or situations. If you're on the water, like in a boat or a raft, that would mean that you are seeking out new opportunities. And so don't, cut off your nose to spite your face right now. Make sure that you are making wise decisions and that you are thinking things through before you do them. Because if you got in the water right now, you don't have the boat, you're not prepared. So whatever you're endeavoring to do, it would fail. And then you would look at it and go, well, this was a failure, so I'm not supposed to do it, which isn't the case. It's just that you're ahead of the game. And you have to make sure you have all of the ingredients in order to make something happen. You can't bake a cake without eggs and flour. So wait until you've got those. And for whatever reason you're trudging, you're like you're like really, you want to get out on the water. And it doesn't look like it's for you. This looks like you are working energy for someone else. So this might be protecting someone else or standing up for someone else. But yeah. And we all do that. We've all stood up for someone at some point. And it's so funny today, and I don't know why I'm supposed to tell you guys this, but today I heard, this was advice to me, and the advice that I heard was, you're not here to please people. You're here to be a good person. And I was like, okay, I get it. And what I was being told was that I'm not here to make people happy, and I'm not here to please people. However, I should at all costs be the best person I can be in each situation. And I'm going to tell you that's hard for me because I am a sensitive individual and I get my feelings hurt and then I lash out. So when it comes to this kind of a situation, and some of you who are listening may very well relate to that, um, I kept seeing fours everywhere, like, keep doing what you're doing. This person might be rude or mean or whatever, but keep being polite, keep being nice. And I'm going, really? Oh my God, I can't just throat punch this person. I have to be nice. So there is always a wrestling, and I'm no better than anybody else out there. It's just that I've been doing this longer, so I kind of have just a little bit of an upper hand on all the knowledge. And that's why I'm sharing it, so that you guys will have that knowledge as well and be able to look at things in a positive way. And it's not easy. Oh, it's just not easy all the time. But that was my advice that I got today from my guides was, you're not here to please people, but you are here to be a good person. If I could just cut out the human part of me, I don't know how I would do that though. I would have to hide. I would have to go and never talk to people because the human part of me would always shine through somehow. Okay. So let's look here. Jenny Hit. Jenny Hit. Is that the same face as somebody else's up here? I don't know. Jenny Hit. Jenny Hit. When I see you bounce from a cliff's edge to a garden to a field. Okay, so when this is being shown to me, the garden represents the need for strength, because it's basically God saying, you don't have the strength that you need to get through this, so I'm going to provide it for you. The field represents where people are that have passed away. So someone who's passed over is obviously trying to connect with you, but at the same time, your energy is being drawn towards or from the loss of someone. And being on an edge of a cliff, it represents the need for balance and constructive thinking and really trying to be innovative rather than you almost like being inspired, then listening to that inspiration and following through with it, and not getting all caught up in a situation like, oh ho, like an Eeyore, like, this is where I am, and this is just how I'm stuck, and life is poo poo. And no, you're looking around going, okay, solution oriented. How do I get out of this? And that's what they're saying is keeping your chin up, not focusing on the negative, not focusing on the loss that you may be suffering from of any kind, and asking for strength from someplace other than yourself. So it's either from God or from spirit, whoever it is that you're praying to, that's who you want to ask for help from. Yeah. Yay, Jennifer! You moved into a new house today. Congratulations. Yay! Now that is something to be thankful for. You need to write your letter to God. Writing it out. Thank you from a new house. Bada bing, bada boom. That is awesome. Congratulations. What a relief. What a relief. Okay, Debbie Norton, take it away. I don't know if I read for you, Debbie. I have no idea. So let me move me all the way down here. Want to make sure. Okay. Debbie Norton. You want to be careful right now, Debbie, of how you walk. Okay, so on a literal sense, yes, making sure you don't twist your ankle. Okay, so they're bringing up feet. So maybe you have recently twisted your ankle, but they're making me focus on the ankles down. So making sure that you're really watching your step right now. The thing about it is this. When we take our eyes off of our goals, we end up focusing more on the barriers or the obstacles, the things that are in front of us. And a lot of times people will become so distracted that they don't continue on to the goal. They get caught up in something that's in front of them. And so I normally wouldn't tell people to sit down and just, that's what I'm weighing out right now. What is she supposed to do with her feet? Because they're saying literally, watch your feet, watch your ankles, but also in the sense of watching where you walk, meaning use that peripheral. I after all these years, I know you can't so much really look down and focus because again, you'll be distracted. So watch for those things that are jumping up as you're saying, "Oh my God, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to make this happen." And then all of a sudden these little barriers and obstacles crop up. Don't stop and focus on those. Your feet, like you're walking, let's say barefoot, and your peripheral, if you're looking straight ahead, is going to see the Legos on the floor. You'll be able to walk and maneuver around those. God forbid you step on a Lego barefoot, okay? But you will be able to peripherally walk around these things, and you will not get, you won't get hurt. But I get this whole feeling of very quickly paying attention to where you're walking doesn't mean looking down. It means continue looking forward and maneuver around those things. But then on a literal sense, be careful with your feet. Where you're walking, don't take a sidestep off of a curb and twist your ankle, that kind of thing. Okay. Hi, Bradley. Bradley's here. If you guys have questions, now Bradley is also here. He is my son. And he can also answer any of your questions that you might have if I'm not seeing them. All right. Anna, just wondering if I'm moving and was wondering anything from Hunter. I know this is really strange, Anna, but it's not, I don't think, a usual hug and kiss from a son to a mother. This is more like a gigantic heart-shaped pillow that's bigger than you. And all I see is it going like this in slow motion. And it hits you. And as it hits you, it kind of explodes into a million white feathers. That's what it looks like. My advice would be to watch for, excuse me, um, to watch for any white feathers. Ooh, deja vu. Deja vu is very cool. We're all supposed to be here right now at this very moment. That was pretty cool. Especially because I was in the middle of a vision there. But that means, so Anna, maybe this is good that that happened right now. Because a deja vu is all of a sudden you're in perfect alignment and perfect timing with your life contract. That no matter what has happened before that, you are exactly synced to where you're supposed to be. And it's not that you have done all these things before. It's because it's been written already and you wrote it. And that moment that you align with it, you're like, wait, I know this. I've done this. I've experienced. It's not that you've experienced it. It's that you wrote it. So you align with it. And the reason that that's so meaningful right now is because I was reading for you, Anna, about Hunter. And it came through at a time where I was seeing a message from your son who has passed. And that means, as crazy as it is, that we're exactly all where we were supposed to be. Does that make sense? That is definitely something to consider. Everything happens the way it's supposed to in its own divine time. That's pretty interesting. Makes me want to throw up a little bit too, because that's pretty interesting to think that some, and I know people write things into their contracts all the time to learn from them. But that makes me believe then that Hunter passing was not just him losing his life to somebody who hit him. He played a major role in lessons for a lot of people around him. It's interesting. It's pretty crazy. So it's kind of, it's pretty amazing actually. That's pretty amazing. All right. Woo! Okay. All right. Let's take a peek here. All right, Catherine Bale, I'm sorry. Catherine Bale. Catherine. Whew. Catherine, when I pick you up, the first thing I do is have a little bit of difficulty breathing. So I don't know if you smoke or if you're just getting over a cold of some kind, but definitely watch lung health and making sure that you're taking care of anything that seems out of the ordinary where your lungs are concerned. And I used to smoke, and I would wake up in the morning and I'd take a deep breath and I would feel like my lungs were cracking as I was inhaling. And I quit a long time ago. Oh my God, I can't even think of how many years ago it was. Over 10 years ago. And it feels like that tightness. So if it's just that you're coming out of a cold, maybe going into one, but just watching lung health and making sure that you are not allowing any kind of fluid or any kind of congestion to accumulate there. Okay. Who was I reading for? Catherine. And then also drinking water, Catherine. Drink a lot of water. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're not drinking enough fluids, because it almost feels like my back, like where my kidneys are, all of a sudden started hurting me as well. And maybe drinking more water will help your whole entire system, especially flushing out any kind of mucus or any kind of congestion you've got throughout your body in your lungs. But drinking more water, drinking more water. They want me to tell you that. And then also, before I was pulling away from you, so watching for like kidney stones, watching for any kind of calcium buildup in that respect. So bladder, kidney stones, watching for that. If anything happens, excuse me, you can go, oh my gosh, maybe it's a kidney stone, maybe it's a bladder stone. I don't even know. Are there bladder stones? It sounds weird. It sounds like weird. Like to say word 100 times, it makes it sound like it's a weird word. Word, word. You do that enough and something does sound weird. All right. Okay. Yes, and you guys, just so you know, Bradley is hanging out, and um, is really, he does very much like I do. He's developing all of his things like I have, and he picks up a lot as well. So one of these days, maybe I'll get him on here with me, and we can both bounce off of you guys on video. Okay, Bradley, you're gonna do that with me, right? All right. Okay. Let's see. Lupita. It's not that you've had bad luck lately. It's not. It is that you need to break habits. When I see you, you look like the center of a merry-go-round. And all of these extensions are kind of tied around you and running around you, and you're hanging on to a few, and then you get twisted and you have to let go. And so, and you're like, excuse me. Ugh. When I get relaxed like this, it's like I just can't, I don't breathe enough. So it's the body's natural reaction is to yawn. And you're getting twisted up with all of these things that are going on around you. One of which is a gentleman. You there is somebody around you who is not living up to his end of the bargain. Um, he's not fulfilling what you need. And I always tell people, give that person the benefit of the doubt and give them an option to correct their behavior and to live up to who you need in your life. But part of it is that you keep going back and trying to relearn the same lessons, and you don't need to do that. So it's not that you're having so much bad luck. It's that you're taking paths that you've already taken, and you're going, why does this keep happening to me? Why is this doing this all the time? It's because you keep making choices to learn the same lessons again, and you don't have to. So what you need to do is, the moment you start something or experience a person or a situation, and they say or do something that you're like, whoa, wait, I've seen that before, I've heard it just like that before, you remind me of someone I know, and it's not good. If the moment you make sense of something or someone, find a way out the door. You do not need to go through something again. Absolutely do not. Do not keep trying to make something work that hasn't worked, because your guides are going to say, let's see if Lupita has figured this one out. Let's throw her a different, same church, different pew. Let's see what she does. And so until you decide that you no longer need to learn something, they're going to keep throwing it at you. So this means it's a breaking of habits around you. It also means that you're going to have to do something that's difficult and that is out of your comfort zone. It's out of your normal behavioral range, and you're going to have to break through different ideas and concepts in order to make your luck change. Take what you're thankful for and move forward with those things that you're thankful for. If you have to make someone love you or make a situation work, and you're the only one trying to make them work, then it's not worth making it work. It's just not. There's too many people out there who will find you and lift you up, and that's friends and family. That's what you need to focus on. Okay. Let me move up here. So let's see. Is is David here? Hi, Kim. I was wondering if David showed up. Yeah, no, you know what? Hi, Carly. Hello, Carly's mom. Yes, Catherine, get the flu shot. You know what? I've never gotten a flu shot. I've always been petrified of the flu shot. 2 years ago in February, almost died from influenza A. Almost died. I had like 107 fever. I thought I was going to die. Last year, went and got the flu shot. I was good. This year, getting the flu shot. I'm not screwing around with it. It was terrifying. It was absolutely, absolutely terrifying. Bye bye, Carl. Bye, Vin. We'll see you later. Okay. LS. LS, you have, you're like, it's interesting because it's like you're trying to find your path. You're really, it's all dark. Like I'm behind you and it's like I'm in a haunted house with you. Everything is dark and you're like this, but you're doing this like this. Like your eyes are shut, like you don't want to know exactly what's in front of you. You just want to feel around. It's like when you get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and you don't want to know what's lurking around the corner and you close your eyes and you try to find the bath. That's me. Okay, so what they're showing is that you're walking on your path, but you're closing your eyes and you're doing this. You don't have to close your eyes in order to remain completely blind to things. So it's basically taking a blind leap, having faith, and then trusting that when you walk, the path is going to appear in front of you because it's like blackness. I don't even know where the path is in front of you. I couldn't tell you. So what it's basically saying is that you're gonna have to take a leap of faith here, and a blind leap of faith, and move forward without knowing where the path is, but you can open your eyes to do that. You can see where you're going as best as you possibly can. That would be a good thing. All right. Good night, Lauren. Simmons. You have to put babies to bed. Okay. Um, let's see. Michael hit. It's been a rough time with work. Life has been changed. Come soon around with possibly new adventure waiting. Michael. Michael, the one thing that your guides show is that you're more connected than you realize you're connected, because the first thing that I'm seeing is I'm walking behind you and you are walking with the water to your left and you're walking forward on your beach and your hands are behind your back. You've got on the all linen, beige linen pants. They're very beachy. You're barefoot. You've got this long white linen top on. Um, and you're walking what appears to be physically alone. And you're communing with your guides and with spirit, but you don't realize you're doing it. You think you're talking to yourself, and people always make that mistake. They think they're talking to themselves. Um, and you are what you really need to realize is that when you're asking questions and you are putting stuff out there, you're receiving that information. You do see, and that's what I think you just need confirmation for, is that one, you're not crazy. Two, you have had losses around you because you you have this fiery personality that I kind of understand what they're trying to show, because I'm similar in the way that they're explaining this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but your hurt comes out as anger and not sadness. And so people misread you a lot too. You're misunderstood. And that's part of what creates more conflict for you. You just really need to open up more to the spiritual side of who you are. And that's where you're going to find all of your clarification. You're going to find everything that you need in that direction. It's when you finally open up to the fact that there's more to you than just being a human being. Um, and I see a little girl around you as well. Um, I see a little girl around you that clings to your energy, and this feels like an old soul too. So this is probably somebody within this lifetime that's around you that you share a past life with, and you're kind of following the same sort of path this time. There seems to be like this like single father thing going, or the feeling of being a single father or something, having lost a wife previously, and you look like you're living in a time of, you look like Little House on the Prairie almost, the way you're dressed and the heat, and there's no air conditioning, and oh boy, yeah, that dry wind. It's just, there's a connection with you with some little girl that I'm supposed to tell you about, and that maybe you need to take the advice that I got earlier, and it's not that you're not here to please people. You're here to be a good person. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Um, okay, so I see Bradley is here reading people. Whatevers. I'm fine with it. It helps him to hone it. You know what? And if you guys can give him some feedback, more power to the situation. Okay. Let me run up here. There was a person, Kimberly Barker, 2 hummingbirds. Oh, that is so cool. Yes, birds, I will tell you, birds are just kind of messengers. They pass on the message from those that we've lost, both human and animal, and they let us know that they're around. And that is really spectacular, because the thing is nobody can say, "Oh, that's so and so." It's that you look at them and you go, "That's this and this. That's who that is." It's, you get that feeling. You just know this is why it's coming. Why would anybody look at a bird and go, "Oh, that's my uncle or my aunt or my grand"? Who would do that? You don't. It's the connection. It's your energy play with that. It's who you feel. So that's really cool. I'm gonna go a few minutes longer because I know I had to take a bit of time as usual with my technology. All right. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Paige Gamble. Paige Gamble. Paige, it almost looks like you're about to give up something important to you out of fear. Don't do it. Fear is not from God. When fear is instilled in us, that comes from the darker things, the darker angels, because they don't want us to pursue the positive things that will help us to change others' worlds. So when we're fearful, it's because we're about to make people happy or change other people's lives. Don't let fear stop you from embarking on a journey alone either. Don't let fear impede those inspirations and ideas. It's very important. Um, yes, Kimberly, Kim, he's hijacking it, yeah, but it's all good. Hey, he vibes all the time, and he's been pretty right on with a lot of stuff, and he's not afraid of it. So if he's right on, you guys tell him. Because I think he'd do really well doing this, because he's just a natural at it. He's always seen people and experienced things, and um pretty much the same way I have. but he has me, so it's been a little bit of different experience for him because I didn't have anybody, you know. So, um, Kim Del Ponte. Kim, my darling, the one thing that I see for you is, and okay, put it out there already. I know you are a travel agent and I know you do hair. And I know you can't touch bleach. Okay. So, yes, our friendship goes back to when I first started reading people. Like, oh my goodness sakes, alive. Like a long time ago. A long time ago. When I first started reading, it was like 25, 26 years ago, right? I mean, how old are your bubbies? That's how long ago I met her. Okay. So the thing that I see for you, Kim, is I feel like work for some reason. I know that you excel where you've been because all of the things that you post, you know, you're always excelling, you're winning awards, you're being placed in new positions. But somehow or another, where work is concerned, I feel like either you're going to be going off on your own or somehow it splits, like you're splitting. So I don't know if there's a new office or a new wing or a new area, but I see you splitting off somehow and really excelling. And I don't know how much time you're going to have to do all of your travel. Did I say real estate? You're in travel. I don't know why. If I said that, I meant traveling. You're in travel. Maybe I said real estate. I meant travel. Um, so yeah. So I'm seeing you pulling aside and going into your own thing and like you like blow the roof off of it. So don't be afraid to do that either. My putty titty fell asleep. Okay. So maybe next time I will have Bradley here with me and he too will be able to read you guys and we'll be able to read a whole bunch. That would be fun. Um, yeah, I think we should do that. That is hysterical. Bradley is reading people. Um, yes, you know what, Bradley? Kim is definitely the master to try to break and read. Um, It is. It is. It's a good idea. I'm gonna get him in here. I'm gonna have to figure out when my next here. You know what? I'll tell you guys right now when the next gallery is, so you can mark your calendars right away. Right away. It is the 13th, September 13th. Doing another YouTube gallery here. Now, the thing is, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the subscribe and the little bell for notifications because school starts next week. And during the day, when I have all of my schoolwork done, I get on and I do impromptu galleries here and on Facebook. And so once school starts, anything can happen because I just get bored and I'm like, I'm going to do a gallery. So yeah. Um, that's what's scheduled right now is for the 13th because everything is just cranking busy through September and then October and so yeah. But I will fill now that school's starting, I will fill some more into the calendar. But as of right now, it is for certain September 13th, 9 o'clock here. I'll see if a Bradley will join me. We'll see. All right, let's look now. Okay. You're welcome, Kim. All right, you're welcome. Denise, I mentioned contracts. It's kind of like when we're born, I'll answer this and I'll read one more person. When we are born, before we're born, we write our life contract of what we want to experience and what we need to learn. And then God basically adds to it what he wants us to work on. And so we come here and of course, you know, that veil is dropped and all of those things are removed. And so we just are starting off brand new without any kind of cheat sheet or instructions. And I mean, if you knew what you were here to learn, that would be pointless because you'd be like, oh, I need to learn how to do this. And then you would just do it. And you would never know if you really learned it or if you just knew you had to. So we go through life learning all these difficult things and we're tempted and we're changed and we're experienced and we screw up. And these are all what we're supposed to do. And it's how we handle these things. And believe me, there are things that I do not handle well. And I can be a complete pain in the ass. And I can be a nasty person every now. It just depends on who I'm dealing with. Um, but for the most part, everybody tries to be good. Everyone does. Everyone tries to be the best that they believe. I mean, there's never a bad guy in a war. Most of the time everybody's got somebody rooting for them. So no matter what your perspective, you're here to learn. You try to be the best that you can be, and you you just I don't know. Sometimes you have to zip your lip. I try to do that quite often. Um, anything from Alex? I'm finishing his obituary right now. Alexis, you are you're a very musical person and you are very inspired musically, poetically. This is not going to be hard for you. Something short and sweet. Something very, I know this is weird, something very vanilla. Very short and sweet and vanilla, meaning plain, I think. Just simple. Um, nothing extravagant. It's interesting. The energy that comes through is just humble. Something very humble. I know what you meant. I know you meant the eulogy. Something very simple, short, sweet, vanilla, humble. Um, it does. It tastes like white chocolate marshmallows. You know, they just have that faint taste. Nothing that's gonna blow you out of the water. And then this is so strange, but it sounds like music from like Art Garfunkel or something. Like that's what it sounds like, that music. A little bit of acoustics, a little, all of the stuff in the background, the chimes and the little dingly things. What were their names? What was the name of that group? Was it, I forget. I know you know who I'm talking about, okay? And there is a name to those two, but I'm completely blank. So something simple and easy peasy. Oh yeah, that's right. Bradley will be with me on the way to Indianapolis. So maybe the two of us while we're there, we'll do a gallery from Indiana while we're sitting there. Maybe that's a great idea. And I'll introduce Bradley to the whole world on my stream and then let him sit there and read people. Yeah. Yeah. He was a dingle. Sorry, that was so funny. Simon and Garfunkel. Thank you. Because I'm like, is it Simon and Simon? What is the name? It's Simon and Garfunkel. But she called him a dingle. That is really funny. You made me laugh. All right. So, you guys, thank you so much for joining tonight. And we will be in contact, but for sure, September 13th here at 9. And before that, I bet I can get Bradley to get on here with me and do an impromptu gallery. So make sure, subscribe, hit the little bell, get notified, and you'll know we're on, and then you can get a reading. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And yeah, that was fun. And Bradley jumping in on that was cool. I appreciate that. So I'm trying to think. Thank you very much. I do appreciate you guys so much, and we'll talk to you later. Have a great night. Bye.